Oi, oi. This is Matt. This is Whatcast. Got myself a couple of big, giant glass there of the Britney Spears. We're waiting for the Mad Lion to appear. The lion sleeps tonight. The lion shits itself tonight. Let's get on with this. I've got a plan B, because you have to have one of these flat earthers.
Mad Lion. Mad Lion. Mad Lion. Mad Lion. With your soccer accounts, why don't you bring them to the debates that you run out on? Mad Lion. With your violent threats, how do you do that if you don't know how to throw a punch? Mad Lion, you cowardly piece of shit. Mad Lion, you're thick as a brick. Mad Lion. Mad Lion, with your flat earth maps, you must have thought that they were made by Peter Pan. Mad Lion, I have no respect for the internet trolls that I could break in half. Mad Lion, you cowardly piece of shit. Mad Lion, you're thick as a brick. Mad Lion, you cowardly piece of shit. Mad Lion, you're thick as a brick. Mad Lion. Mad Lion. Mad Lion. You just made the list.
And now, from the mean streets of Essex, England, this is Whatcast.
Hello, this is Matt and this is Whatcast. I couldn't have done any more than could I? I've tagged him in everything. I've abused him. I've done a song calling him a cowardly bitch. And he still ain't here. What else can you do? I'm just going to have to quickly double check something on my YouTube here just to make sure that I took him off of mute. I did. I know I did, but I'm just going to triple check it here. Bring that one out. I need to go into studio. I've just seen what Dan there has put unfornicated. Hello, Cleo. Hello, Cycle. I'll say hello to everyone in a minute. And yeah, that DTP or whatever his name is was shitting all over Jaren's stream the other day in the comments. So I replied to him and basically called him a bitch, and he didn't respond. He was really going in hard. YouTube Studio, that's what I want. Just checking here that Mad Lion isn't on my muted list. I think it's that one. No, it's not. I don't know where it is, viewer post. How do I? Does anyone know where you find that on your in your YouTube. What's it called? Studio, where you find... hold on. Community, that's what I want. This is it. User management. Yeah, no one wants to talk to you. But I just think you can't get these people to come up anymore. How do I scroll down? I need to bloody bring this out even more. There you go. Right, moderators, blah, 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 blah. Hidden users. No. Mad Lion is not a hidden user. So there's absolutely no reason why he hasn't seen any of these notifications. I do have a plan B always, because you just have to have, because you know flat earthers are never going to show up. So I was going to look at Aluminium Donkey. And I said aluminium, right? Not aluminum. Aluminium. I was going to have a look at him on Modern Day Debates, whatever it's called. And who was he against? I don't know. But I've never covered him before, and I haven't. I fell asleep listening to this last night. And I've also got a Flat Earth Dave talking to a conspiracy podcast that were Globers. So I thought maybe they're going to push back a bit. So I've got that backed up if this is shit. But I noticed that Aluminium Donkey, I noticed that his audio went a bit funny halfway through this. So let's get on the right page to put it on. If it does, I don't know how long till it does. But let's just watch and see, shall we?
My degree is in engineering physics, and my specialization was in spacecraft systems. I've studied orbital mechanics and spacecraft design. And today, I want to take the opportunity to describe and explore the differences between the two models, the globe model and the flat model, and what they predict, and how that compares to what we see in reality. So let's get started. So the first evidence that was gathered about this was from Eratosthenes over 2,000 years ago. Essentially, we know that if the Earth was flat, that there would be a asymptotic trend of shadow angles over the latitude of the planet. And if the Earth was...
Eratosthenes didn't exist. Where's the... I used to have a don't exist. Oh, fucking hell. I used to have all these little sound bites here. Whenever... Because flat earthers don't think that any of these people exist. I don't realise you could just go do it now. Yourself. No, I ain't got it no more. I think I replaced it with fox porn. That's what you do when you're a dickhead. Right. Let's continue.
Spherical, there would be a linear trend of shadows across the latitude of the planet. And it turns out, after measuring it, we do have the linear trend of shadows across the surface of the planet.
Don't forget, super chats will definitely get your soundboard played, but so will, if I see them, so will emojis.
We see... On a flat Earth, you would never see a 90-degree shadow, and on globes, we see 90-degree shadows near the poles all the time, and even not at the poles, you see 90-degree shadows at sunset every day. So we know that would only be relative to a globe Earth, so that wins on the globe side.
Wank juice.
For star movement, for a globe, we know that if you were standing on the equator, you would see a straight line of stars going across your head, straight across your head, and you would see a circle of stars going around a pole on the north side of yourself, and stars going on a circle.
Does anyone that ever listens to these debates, does anyone know that, like, does anyone not know these talking, I mean, there's some load of flat earthers probably don't know these talking points, to be fair. Let's see if I can, I've already got this on 1.2. Yeah, I have. I was going to speed it up a bit there, yeah, but the star trails, it can't be argued. They try to argue it, but it can't be argued.
Circle on the south pole side of yourself if you're standing on the
gas go down, go boom, boom, my friend.
Equator. And that differs from the flat model. If you were standing on the equator, you would not see a linear path of stars going across your head. You would see a curve of stars going across your head, going around the north.
Iron Horse, just a Aluminium Donkey, just to check, he is Australian, right?
Pole. And there would be no south pole that you could point towards. It would just be stars going straight around that area of the sky. So that is a clear, stark difference between the globe and flat observation. And what do we see every day? We do see stars going in a straight line across your head at the equator. So that's a win for the globe as well. Planet movement. If we were on a planet and we were orbiting a star,
It doesn't have lips!
would predict there would probably be other planets orbiting the star, and we would be able to observe those other planets from our perspective. And we would see specific movements from our perspective that are very identifiable, especially one called retrograde motion. This would be very clear. This is a direct prediction based on orbital mechanics. And what would a flat earther say about movement of a...
So what cracked me up, though, he's a flat earther. He's in Australia, and he's got the Gleason's map on the wall behind him, right? All he has to do is look up and see the sun's going the wrong way. Right there.
Planets across the sky, they would say, I don't know what planets are, I don't know why they're moving, I don't know how they're moving, and I can't really predict where they're going to go either. So which of these models has better predictability? The globe model has better predictability. Lunar eclipses, if we were on a globe, we would predict that eventually
I can't be bothered with all this bollocks.
Why does it pop up every once in a while?
Where are we now? And this is the topic of today's debate, which after thousands of years of investigation and discovery has been fine-tuned into two competing schools of thought. Those of us who believe we live on a physical, topographical, terrestrial plane fixed at the very base of the universe, and those who believe we live on the outer crusted surface of a massive molten spheroidal organic spaceship with over 70% self-contained miles-deep bodies of curving water twirling and whirling through a vacuum of space, orbiting the sun at a speed that would leave an electromagnetic railgun projectile appear slow. Or to abbreviate, we have the same flat earthers, or stationary planar earthers, versus the deluded spinning spaceballers, the heliotards. It should come as no surprise that the spinning spaceballers are the most ignorant about their own belief, their own model, the history of how it came about, and why. But they're quick to make bold, unfounded claims such as all the evidence points to the oblate spheroid Earth, or the notorious, we've known it's a sphere for thousands of years, as though this is supposed to add credibility to their ancient superstitious belief. In fact, the biblical flat earther will declare over 200 different quotes from the Bible in support of a domed stationary planar Earth, starting with Genesis and creation itself, when God created a firmament to separate the waters above from the waters below, matching the known physical properties of water, always seeking its level.
He's reading shit, and he still sounds like a prick. All right. I'm going to write shit down on a bit of paper or fucking whatever he was doing, right? Wherever he's reading it from. He's going to write shit down and read it out. He's not even going to look up and pretend he's reciting it. He's going to read it out, obviously. And he still sounds like a prick doing it. When you prepare something and still sound like a twat. That's a bad one. Oh, we're getting the super chats rolling here with Zoidberg. Are you trying to tell me that we're on a spinning ball hurtling through space at millions of miles per hour? Next you tell me Santa isn't real. Yeah, I know. They always do the... Where did you get your name from, Zoidberg, by the way? Are you a fan of the flat one? Yeah, spinning space ball. A lot of them say that like in a like they're trying to it's their tactic of making you feel stupid. Yeah. I'm just going to say spinning spaceball and then they'll feel stupid. But no one will feel stupid about dome. Snow globe. Cheers, mate. Nice one. Let's get us rolling here.
Yet the spinning spaceball has dismissed this claim because the spinning spaceball is thousands of years old, failing to see the irony in their chosen form of dogma from the same era. And if we analyse what their gospel
shut up!
About their
you dumb fuck!
That they've known about for thousands of years, check this out. It was unmoving, geostationary at the centre of the universe. It sits on the shoulders of a giant as the sun god Apollyon carries the flaming sun across the sky in the back of his golden chariot, pulled by 4 mighty steeds, before descending into the underworld to wrestle with the giant serpent all night long. The wandering stars were called planetae, from which we derive.
Does this prick think that giants used to exist? Is that what he just said there? He thinks that there were giants once. Is he one of them, look at these massive doors, that must mean there was giants, people?
The modern word planet, but back then they were other gods and deities, although even Zeus, or Jupiter, had to submit to the all-powerful Ra of the sun. So while the spinning spaceballers of today say they've known for...
I'm going to take a... Every time you hear him say spinning spaceball, I've got to take a drink. I've got to take a sip. Right, spinning spaceball, I would have finished this by now, but remind me. I need a spinning spaceball sound bite. Oh, hang on. Can go with a super chat. Can go to man from New Zealand. It's supposed to be Iron Horse, a.k.a. Aussie Jesus, a.k.a. cunt is insane. He thinks the moon was mined from the... Is that bloke? The bloke that thinks the moon is from the Grand Canyon, is this him? He is, by the way, aluminium donkey. In New Zealand, how do you say aluminium? Not aluminum. Let's go.
Thousands of years, the facts state that it wasn't until 1543 that the works of Jesuit occultist Nicholas Copernicus who proposed a thought experiment whereby that if the Earth were a wandering star like the other planets, going around the stationary sun in the centre of the universe, that the concept of a spinning space ball even began to exist. Copernicus himself actually thought the idea impossible and ludicrous. However, he was strongly encouraged at the time by Pope Paul III to work on the concept. This opens the massive rabbit hole as to why they would do it, probably best saved for another debate. Today, I'm going to list several topics and compare them to each model just briefly, and my opponent is welcome to choose any one or another of his own choosing to discuss in more details. As
I can't by writing aluminium. I've got no idea. So, am I saying it? Am I saying it how you say it, or do you say it differently to me? Aluminium. Aluminium.
I simply won't have time to mention the 1,001 things I'd like to. I'll start with major rivers.
Good. 1,001 things.
It doesn't have lips!
For example, some that are thousands of miles long, such as the Nile, the Mississippi, or the Amazon. The Nile, for example, starts at Lake Victoria at an elevation of 3,724 feet, a little over a kilometre above sea level. And as the world's longest river, flows some 4,132 miles, or 6,650 kilometres, until reaching the Mediterranean Sea. On the stationary planar Earth, the water simply flows from one level to the next, filling and taking the shape of each container until finding one edge lower than the rest, and so on it flows into the sea, the level above which all dry land and topography is measured. In fact, for about the last 1,000 miles, there's a mere drop of just 6 feet. If we're to represent just this final 1,000 miles on the spinning space ball, for the Earth to be...
Didn't Aluminium Donkey used to have a really long beard? Anyway. You got, like, this is Can Go again, yeah. So he's banging on... Hang on, why hasn't it come up? Can Go. There it is. We don't, at New Zealand, 5 New Zealand dollars, we don't have aluminium here. Yet everything is made from fucking sheep. New Zealand's got a reputation of sheep shagging and stuff, right? But so's Wales here in the UK. And a bit Scotland, a bit. But I'm just wondering. Spinning Space Ball mentioned. Right, okay. Let's go. Oh, I can't. Whenever I move the mouse, it has to go back over there.
An oblate spheroid of 24,901 miles circumference, there must exist a curvature drop of 666,666.67.
Oh, shut up, you knob. How many times have people told him that that's not the case?
Feet, which amounts to over 126 miles of drop. If we aligned our view of the globe, such as one with the leading height of the other, and assumed an even parabolic curve comporting with the precise mathematical globe measurements, we're left with a hump at least 63 miles high in the centre that we're expected to believe steady, flat, wide, lazy water has to flow up and over. Meanwhile, back in reality, on the stationary planar Earth, we measure no more than 6 feet of elevation drop. Spinning spaceballers will claim satellites prove the Earth is...
I heard him.
globe. I say satellites do the complete opposite. It's impossible for one thing in free fall to perpetually orbit another thing moving at linear speeds, such as the globe Earth must move in its orbit around the sun, as it rotates on its axis almost 25,000 miles every 24 hours to orbit almost 1 degree around the sun. It has drifted and spiraled across 1,600,000 miles.
I don't know about the British slag wife, right? Most blokes here, like I worked with a couple, like when you get them blokes that are a bit like, they've never had sex. Them sort of blokes. Like, there was a couple of them that I worked with, and one of them probably still ain't. But the other one, he was sort of living with his mum and dad when he was, like, a bit like Mark Sargent. He was living with his mum and dad when he was probably like 60, 70, right? And they died. And the first thing he did was spend the inheritance on a trip to Thailand, where I think he bought a wife. That's what I think he did. Lost his L plates. No, sorry, lost his V plates at about 70. And she was probably about 15.
On the stationary planar Earth, however, We can send satellites high above the atmospheric influences, and they're perfectly capable of remaining geostationary for decades without the need for any fancy acrobatics and impossible adaptations in speed and direction, all held together by a magical pulling force from thousands of miles away. Again, I stress, people who believe such absurdities simply don't even know or understand their own model. Tides are impossible on the spinning spaceball. We get
Probably he, yeah. You're probably right. Spinning spaceball had to have a swig of beer.
a very regular and predictable too high and too low tides on the
I forgot about the angels. The angels of shite emoji just cracked me up there from Vicious Cycle. I forgot that existed.
stationary planar Earth occurring around 50 minutes later every day, although there are local variations in different regions and latitudes. The spinning spaceball says gravity from the moon creates a tidal bulge which the fantasy ball though.
Spinning spaceball. That seems like a good purchase. Fucking hell. Really? You sure you don't want to walk that one back?
Takes through. But magic must explain the bulge on the backside of the planet somehow. Allegedly, gravity is supposed to be proportional to mass and some inverse square law of distance. So surely Earth's own gravity would have 1,000-fold greater pull on its own oceans than the moon. Therefore, the rear side facing away from the moon should have all Earth's gravity plus a little of the moon's, combining to create such a massive low tide, the oceans would run dry, with the resultant spin back to face the moon causing huge destructive tsunamis, especially on a solar eclipse.
Kango never lets me down with the sober chats. Thank the nothing up there for Kango. In the debate, this Santa on crack motherfucker says he's using satellite internet. That's ridiculous. Yeah, but he thinks that they're sat alones, don't they? Surely that's what they generally say, these twats. Sat alones. Yeah, right, mate. Whatever.
Combining the sun's gravity as well. Meanwhile, back in reality on the stationary planar Earth, because the sun and moon move around above us, keeping time like the hour hands of a 24-hour clock, with the sun keeping a precise 24-hour time, and the moon being delayed by an additional 50 minutes each day, driving the major high tide ahead of its daily journey, repelling the electrolyte-rich saltwater oceans away in all directions with a diamagnetic repel force, which effectively creates the lowest of the two low tides as it passes overhead. Meanwhile, the second lesser high tide has been driven away behind it, while to the far north and south, delayed effects generally cause just one major high and low per day. Local conditions, topography, and fluid dynamics does all the rest, as water constantly seeks its level.
Who's this bloke,
Speaking
William?
Of time, that's another real globe killer.
Who's this William geezer that he's debating? Like, he looks like he's falling asleep.
We measure a day on the calendar from midnight to midnight, but since daytime is...
Have I missed any spinning spaceballs, by the way?
When we face the sun, the true measure of time is 12 midday to 12 midday. On the stationary planar Earth, with our sun keeping time like the hour hand of a 24-hour clock, just as we witness it constantly moving
24-hour cock
in a 15-degree hour drift, thanks Bob, across the sky, over 24 hours, that adds up to precisely 360 degrees, a full circle, to return overhead again in our local time zone at 12 midday, day after day, all year round. But the spinning spaceball is moving two motions, once on its axis to create day and night, but shifts a degree a day to orbit the giver of light, the sun. This adds up to 361 degrees, so without adjusting every single timepiece by 4 minutes every single day, 12 midday will be occurring at 12 midnight. The spinning spaceballers will try to bamboozle themselves with this notion of a...
If we tag Mad Lion in the live chat, does he see it? Or can you write on the comments under the video? Are they there yet? Oh, no, this shit works. They say spaceball. Oh, okay. It doesn't have lips.
It doesn't have lips.
Sidereal day, as though we measure a day by the stars rather than the sun. But the fact remains, a fixed amount of time is a fixed amount of time, no matter how you phrase it. And anyone with a sound mind, capable of logical deduction and engineering capabilities, must see the fault in the globe model. On the stationary planar Earth, as we observe in time-lapse star trails, the stars also rotate.
Well, he's tagged in the video, so I've tagged him in the title. We'd see that, wouldn't he, if he was... But then it's... He tried to pretend to me that he'd rather have done it yesterday at this time than today. But I was like, that, you told me to name the time. I did, and I'm still not going to do a special fucking stream to talk to a prick that ain't going to turn up.
Rotate around Polaris at the centre of the sky clock, moving 4 minutes per day faster than the sun. So sidereal time is star time, and as such, every 12th of the year, the sun
Just say his name 3 times.
appears to rise in a different
Cunt.
house of the zodiac, or zodiac, as we personified the various constant constellations. And after 12 months, they're back to pole position again, and we start counting another year. For the constellations to remain constant as they do, without ever seeing any parallax drift ever throughout the year, the spinning spaceballers would have to believe that every single star, often hundreds or thousands of light years apart from one another, must be moving at a very specific and precise speed and angle and direction, all in order to keep up exact appearances for insignificant little blue speck Earth going around an insignificant minor star in an insignificant arm of a galaxy among millions and billions.
Newsflash, aluminium donkey, you are also insignificant. Vicious Cycle with a super chat, $5. For some reason, it ain't working first time today. This is almost as bad as Tron, you devious bastard. I don't understand that one. What do you mean by that? What's as bad as Tron? This prick or me? Don't know. Tron. Does Tron still do the lives with Weiss? I'm quite keen to get to Weiss. Maybe, hopefully, this gets extended and we can get there. Don't know. I don't know how long's gone. 25 minutes. We're good.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, would be a miracle of such incredible magnitude that it would be far more sane to accept that God did it.
Thank you very much for that opening. And folks, I've got to tell you, we've got so many things we're very excited about, including we're going to have open dialogue. Following open dialogue, we'll have the Q&A.
This guy on Modern Day Debates is, he does his best to sound excited about shit, but you can tell he ain't. Like he just sort of say, yes, and then we got so many things to be excited about. He's never been less excited in his life for any of these things he's about to talk about. He wishes he could just win the lottery and fuck off. Or as Nathan would say.
No, you can fuck off.
So if you have any questions, put them into the old live chat. You can tag me with @ModernDayDebate. Otherwise, by the way, they have to be in the form of a question for the Q&A. If you use the super chat, you push your question to the top of the list, and it doesn't have to be in the form of a question. It can just...
Is that Ryan? Is his name Ryan? Ryan!
You just made the list.
Just be a straight-up objection, whatever you want. And with that, we're going to jump into it.
Oh, is it James? James!
You just made the list.
Gentlemen, the floor is all yours.
All right. I appreciate that intro, Iron Horse. Would you be open to reviewing a couple thought experiments that I had prepared for this?
Absolutely. That's the whole point of it.
Awesome. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, turn the background sound up a bit. Why not? I think I'll just turn that up. Got any background hiss? Yeah. Crank it up.
You see me?
Should be ready. It's loading. There we go.
All right. So first, I want to talk about a ball that's just sitting on a table. Probably the most simple possible physics problem you could imagine. That is not moving. It's just sitting there, stationary. First question. Are you familiar with Newton's laws? Newton's 3 laws of motion, Iron Horse?
Absolutely. No object at rest remains at rest. Object in motion remains in motion unless acted upon by another force.
China?
There's a couple more.
Well, of course, yeah. That's the basics of it.
Well, no, the other two are different. So then you got F equals ma, and then every action has a reaction, right? But you did get the first one. Points for that. So now, using these laws of motion, have you ever made a free body diagram before, or do you know what that is, Iron Horse? A free body diagram?
Yes, and I know that's exactly how it debunks the globe, absolutely, because there's no way the moon could be orbiting the Earth as the Earth orbits the sun, because the moon is only in freefall motion, and so the free body problem actually is absolutely...
It's a free body problem. I've heard that somewhere, so that's what it is. Don't need to check that. Mike Gurney here. £5. Love a UK super chat. The pound is strong. The totality of tinfoil jacket. Hang on, you're in the UK and you're doing American in your super chat. You got to, for all of the super chats that are coming, you got to do it in. You got to type it in the most American way you can, right? Mike Gurney, the totality of tinfoil jackass. Opening was looks flat to me, and and God did it. It's arse, right? That's how we talk. I can't press that. I've got to get you off of here first. Nice one. Cheers, Mike.
It destroys the heliocentric belief. Just like that. I had all these images prepared. I was going to
this, yeah, that's a good point, actually. This one, the other day we watched a bit of Twatzoid, and he said that Modern Day Debates are too scared to do Flat Earth debates anymore because there was waking too many people up. About 2 days later, they do this one. So Twatzoid's going to take credit for this, right?
show, but, I didn't get around to it.
Well, no, I think, did you hear me? I said free body diagram.
Free body. Oh, so it's a three body.
No, it's a free body diagram. It's a common thing to use in mechanical problems. You ever seen that before or heard of it?
No, I haven't.
No. Okay, so
Dan. All right, Dan's done the super chat here. Going to bring Dan up $5. Dan's American anyway, so I got to do it. Tin Donkey is the reason you never signs up for experimental medical practices. You get what you pay for on those free lobotomies. Dan, when's the Humblies? That's what I want to know. You've just ditched the idea, haven't you? You fucking big it up. You tell everyone I'm going to do this thing. You get everyone to subscribe to you, and then you say, and then they say, "Are you doing Humblies? Because I've subscribed to your channel, and I don't want to say the Humblies." And you say,
No, you can fuck off.
That's what you say. That's what you call clickbait, and I'd never do such a thing myself.
For this very simple physics problem of a
this
ball
week,
just
all right,
sitting on
I'll
the
take it all
table, a
back.
free body diagram is going to look like what you see on the side of the screen here. It is just trying to simplify it to its most basic components. Because can you guess how many forces are acting on this ball as it is just sitting stationary, Iron Horse? How many forces?
0. Well,
Incorrect.
actually, 1. There's a force of resistance from the table and a force of resistance from the floor holding the table. But otherwise, the only force is resistance.
Okay, so you're saying there's only one force acting on the ball, right?
Correct.
Okay. If that was true, Iron Horse, if one force acts on a body, what that causes is the body to move in the direction of that force. So that cannot be true because the body is not moving at all. It is staying stationary, right?
That's correct. That's why the only force is...
That's the three-body problem. Mike Gurney here. He's English, or Welsh, I think, if I remember rightly. Can't remember. Wankzoid and Janouche. Who's Janouche? I forgot to do this in American. Wankzoid and Janouche are fighting over who's the biggest Nazi. Hot flurf on flurf action. No flat earthers get on anymore, though, do they? Well, they all hate each other these days. It's fighting for scraps, as they say.
resistance at this point. If you have another force, then it's going to be other vectors.
No. If there was only the force the table is pushing on the ball is upwards, right? The table is pushing up on the ball, and if that was the only force involved, that means the ball would go upwards. Is the ball going upwards?
Well,
no.
I disagree with you there. I say that the only thing that's stopping the ball from falling further is the table. It's always the force of resistance. So if the table wasn't there, it would fall to the next place of resistance, which is the floor.
But you're exactly right. The table is preventing the ball from going down, and the reason the ball is going down is because
the ball's not going down; it's at rest.
Right, but the table is preventing it from going down. If the table wasn't there, it would have gone down, and that it would have gone down because of the force of
lack
gravity.
Gas go down, go boom boom, my friend.
Of resistance from the medium of air.
That's not a force.
Solid or an entity to give resistance.
So let's break it down the way I would approach it in a normal physics problem. So in reality, there are two forces acting on this ball. There is a downward force and an upward force. I don't know if you can see the text on the screen on the top. There's an upward force and a downward force. And since it is not moving, those two forces equal each other. They're the same. That's so it's not moving. So the force from the table is called the normal force pushing up, and the downward force, we're going to call it weight. Okay, and as we know from Newton's first law, or second law, F equals ma. So we know that weight equals mass times an acceleration. Do you want to guess what that acceleration is called, Iron Force? Iron Force?
Well, the problem, Iron Force, the problem with that equation is that there is no
Is Ledwell still crying over how many super chats that everyone else gets?
acceleration. So acceleration is zero, and anything multiplied by zero equals zero. So you've got no force at all. The only force, again, is resistance from the density of the table.
You are absolutely right if you are referring to the summation of forces is equal to zero. The sum of all the forces in this problem is zero. That is why there is zero motion. But there is still an upward force of the table pushing up against that ball. You know that's there, right? And that is the equal and opposite reactionary force to the downward force the ball is pushing downward onto the table. Those are Newton's basic laws. Wouldn't you agree?
No, I completely disagree 100%, because the force of resistance is the root word of the word rest. That's why it's at rest. And the body at rest remains at rest. There's no forces involved whatsoever except the resistance force, allowing it to remain at rest. If there was
Why is things falling down then? Aluminium donkey.
no resistance force, it would drop perpetually. But the resistance force that comes from density, from everything that's already fixed here at the bottom of the universe that we call the stationary plane or Earth, is already there. So it resists it. Without it, the thing in space would fall forever.
So you're saying there's only one force acting here.
Yeah, there's an up and down force, but that's all relative density. You have to have a medium to give buoyancy. And so something like a helium balloon, for example, in the medium of air will find buoyancy, which will give it an upward force. But it's not really a force as such. It's just relative density. Never finding equilibrium.
Well, really, we're not even talking about the cause of the force right now. We're just talking about if there is a force at all. And if there is one force, which is the upward force of the table, that you admit exists, if there was no other force, that would... No, you said the upward force of the table. You're calling it the resistance force. You say it exists.
That's right. It's not an upward force. It's just a force that's preventing it from dropping any further. I wouldn't call it an upwards force. If it was an upwards force, it would be pushing the ball upwards, but it's not. It's at rest.
Yes, it's at rest because it's pushing it. It's holding it. It's supporting it.
It's holding it.
Right? When you hold up... It's holding it, supporting it. When you hold up a very heavy weight, you are exerting a lot of force to hold it still, even though it is not moving, right? There's still a lot of force there, right, Iron Horse?
Well, of course, you have to use muscular force to resist it if that's all you're depending on. But the table is a pretty solid object in its own right. It doesn't require muscles and strength and everything. It's its own.
Yes, I'm not talking about muscle. Yeah, obviously the table doesn't have muscles. I'm using the basic physics terminology of force. If something is pushing against something else, there's always a force.
I don't know if people can be bothered. I'd be like, listen, dickhead, you're fucking wrong. The earth ain't flat, the sky don't work. Everything else you're saying is bollocks. God ain't real. Fuck off. Rather than actually bothering to explain this shit to these people. What's the fucking matter with these knobs?
There. And there's always an...
If he said to me, like, can you explain physics to me? I'd say, well, first of all, I can't, because I ain't got a fucking clue. But secondly, if I did have a clue, this is what I'd say.
No, you can fuck off.
An opposite force, according to Newton, right?
Okay, if you insist, like, this is getting a bit tedious here.
Well, it's me, it's Newton.
You're telling me?
Not me, I didn't make it up.
Right, I'm bored of this debate already. I'm going to jump to something else, right? Because I can't. I'm going to jump to Flat Earth Dave trying to argue with a pair of dickheads on a podcast. There it is. Conspiracy Kitchen. I just wanted to cover Aluminium Donkey just once. I won't be covering him again. Because I nearly slipped into a coma covering that knob. In fact, Aluminium Donkey.
You just made the list.
Aluminium Donkey.
You just made the list again.
Aluminium Donkey.
You just unmade the list.
Aluminium Donkey.
You just made the list. You just made the list again.
That's the most you can do with the list. Right. He's on the list, vicious. Let's watch Twat Earth Dave. These two blokes on Conspiracy Kitchen are allegedly Globers. They thought that they'd have to... they're going to try and stand up to Dave, who's eating flat smacking chips there on the AI picture. It's made him look about 25 when he's obviously 105. Let's see what he's got to say.
I know you're going to try to convince us. And
I'm not going to try to convince you. I'm just going to ask you some questions. Because one says I'm a Globie, there has to be a reason, and I'd love to hear that reason. It's crazy.
I know. But I think it's important what you do because, to begin with, like, you make people think critically.
What you do.
I really do appreciate it because I don't think there's enough.
Oh, get out of his arse already. Yeah, I think you make people think critically, so it's really important. No, he ain't. He ain't trying to... He don't give a fuck about people. He just wants to sell an app. He doesn't care about anything else that comes along with it.
Critical thinking in the world anymore. I think people just sit there... None. Maybe there's none.
No, there's absolutely none.
None
They
what?
sit there, they hear what they... whatever on CNN, and they just regurgitate, and it's just the same stuff. I hear it everywhere.
Let's look at critical thinking. So what's the latest war that happened? We invaded Venezuela, right? We captured the president. Is that what happened? I don't watch the news.
Yep. We went in there.
I hope someone says spinning spaceball on this because I'm dying for a drink.
Him pretty quickly.
Let me ask a question. If it was you that got captured, and throughout the next 24 hours, there's people taking pictures of you here and there, would you have time for 4 outfit changes?
You got to look your best.
He got 4 outfit changes. He's giving thumbs up signals. Like, is there any critical thinking left? So here's the other. Do you trust the mainstream media?
No.
Okay, where did you hear the information about that we invaded Venezuela? Did you see it?
God. Yeah, everything you see is a lie, but not me. I won't lie to you. I'll tell you the truth. Buy my app and I'll tell you even more of the truth.
Yeah.
Were you there?
No, I wasn't there, though.
So
I wasn't there for pretty much everything that's ever happened in the history of the world.
So what happens is the mainstream media, put it out there, and then all of the alternative media rebroadcast it. Is there any evidence that anything has happened at all? I'm not saying anything did or didn't happen. I'm just saying the people that we don't distrust, we're taking their word for everything.
Yeah.
And then the president has 4 outfit changes. 4 outfit changes. All right?
What's funny about that? Nothing.
And he's smiling and thumbs up. Like, what is this? Just like an amateur actor just playing a part on the world stage? The answer is yes. But I mean, there you go. So there you go.
Most of that I heard from. I listened to Trump's press conference with all them. That's where I got most of the information
Trump.
for that. But
that guy, he's full of honesty.
Yeah, says the biggest liar on the plane.
So how does Flat Earth relate to all this? I'll tell you how. If you believe...
Just add one, Simon, but cheers for the super chat. Jeez, read that one out. It's going to jump up there in a second. There it is. Simon Hansen, New Zealand. A lot of New Zealanders in. Love it. Spinning Spaceball. You look thirsty, have a drink. I will drink to Spinning Spaceball super chats. I will drink to Spinning Spaceball comments by this knob. It ain't wank juice. It could be. Cheers, Simon. What's these New Zealanders doing? I must be on the right time. The time I do my streams must be good for New Zealand.
You live on a spinning ball flying through an infinite space.
That'd do. Spinning ball. Cheers, FED. You cunt.
Vacuum, which violates natural law. You'll believe anything the mainstream media tells you, including breathing on grandma will kill her, or that we invaded Venezuela and caught the president and let him have 4 outfit changes throughout the day. Give me a break. You'll believe anything. You'll believe anything.
I suppose, but I'm just, like I said, I don't want to be like these other globies. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be like I don't know if you saw the what was it?
I don't want to be like these other globies. What, you want to be wrong then?
Malachi and Whitsitt had that quote unquote debate, and Malachi flipped out.
I don't know who Malachi is.
Some guy Whitsitt was debating, and Whitsitt was bringing up some stuff, and Malachi flipped out.
Recently or a long time ago?
It might have been.
Sounds like cognitive dissonance to me, mate.
I saw it on YouTube a little while ago.
A year
it might
ago.
have been
All right, so
a year ago or something like that.
Professor
Dave.
Professor Dave. He's not a professor, and he's not, and he never made a single point ever. So
he's never made a single point ever, and he absolutely destroyed you. Talk about cope. Oh yeah, he's not a real professor. Okay, average Joe from down the road made you look like a prick in a debate. Might as well. I would rather claim he was a professor if that was in that debate. Spectroscopy needs a contain. We watched that the other week on here, Dave. I know you're an avid viewer, so we're all going to point and laugh at you. You're eating your flat smack. Get crawling up Tron's ass on TikTok so he can filter the comments for you. Oh no, these people might know what they're talking about. Don't talk to them. Oh, this person's a flat earther. Let him up for 3 hours and we'll just talk about how wonderful Dave is. That'll make more people buy the app.
he just talks like he's smart, and he calls himself a professor, so people are like, oh, he must be smart. Again, no...
And then destroys you in a debate, which means he's definitely smarter than you.
Critical thinking. The guy is just... Here's the question.
I don't want to be mean like that, you know what I mean?
No,
like,
we don't want to be mean. We're having a great conversation here. So you believe the Earth is a globe. So what's the radius of your globe? No Googling. Just, you don't know.
What difference does it make? It doesn't make any difference to the conversation, does it? You're then going to talk about curvature from eyes buried in the sand like this. And he's also not going to know you're doing that. And you know this, which is why you're on his podcast. You've listened to it before. And you're happy to talk to him because you know he has no fucking clue whatsoever. Or should I say?
What?
So ever.
So you don't know.
I don't remember the globe.
All right, so what's the circumference of the globe at the equator?
I don't remember.
How fast is it orbiting the sun?
About 66,000.
Got that
miles
one
per
right.
hour.
There you go. Very good. Well, that's what they say. And how wide is the sun? How big is the sun?
The sun size. I don't have sizes now. I don't remember sizes.
And how far is it? And how do they figure out how far it was?
It's 90. About on average 93 million miles. We're probably about 90.
How did they figure that out? How did they figure that out besides the mainstream media telling?
They've
you could say it on.
I guess light.
Light.
Spectroscopy needs a container.
You don't know. So I asked you about 6 questions. You got one of them right. One of them you got half right.
I'll just tell him to fuck off at this point. I'll be like, yeah.
So is that a good reason to believe what you believe?
No, the numbers. No, I don't think so. But
Here's
going
the thing,
by,
I know your model. That's why I'm a flat earther. If you knew your model, you would be a flat earther.
Is that right, Dave? So why are you frightened to speak to anybody that's got any idea what they're doing? In fact, I'm going to go on record right now. Dave, you're welcome on this show at any time. Come talk to me. And I am shit. You're still frightened to.
Because your model's ridiculous.
I mean, I've been looking at both sides, and I'm not let's just say I'm towards the globe side because
Dave's got a peg on his nose when he speaks.
Now, anything you do your model, and you want to be a globie, you would be a flat earther.
Other observations I made.
Let's hear them.
So I got a telescope. I hear a lot of flat earthers. I mean, I know you mentioned it too. You don't like looking at the lights in the sky to determine the shape.
Well, I do like.
Of course he doesn't. Of course he doesn't like looking at the lights in the sky to determine the shape of the ground, because then he would determine that the shape of the ground is a sphere. So of course he disqualifies the obvious proof. People just don't see what he does. Mike Gurney with a 5 quids. Squids. Can we ask Dave 6 questions about Flat Earth and see how many he can answer exactly? He doesn't even know his own model, even though he promotes it. This is the weirdest thing about Dave. Cheers, Mike. Nice one. This is the weirdest thing about Dave. He talks about people not knowing the globe. You don't even know your own model. And he bangs on about it all the time, how he's an expert at the globe. Yet he sells an app with a model on it. Tells you how it works. But then whenever it comes up in a conversation, he doesn't claim a model. Well, I'm not saying that's the model. Well, don't sell the app with it on then. Take it off of the app. Keep the videos on there and everything else, but take the bollocks model that you don't believe in off of there. At least do that. That would be more honest than what you do here.
I do love looking at the lights in the sky and speculating about them, but both sides, that's all we do is speculate.
Yeah. Exactly.
But your speculation, by the way, you can speculate and like, well, that's a good theory, or you can speculate and go, wow, that's a really crappy theory, and here's how I can prove it's wrong. Well, your side of the argument, all of it can be proven wrong. It's amazing. It's absolutely.
Prove something wrong then. If all of it can be proved wrong, why do you avoid debates? Why do you only talk to people that either agree with you or have no clue?
Amazing. Again.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry, it's it's because you don't talk to demons, isn't it?
Well, shut up, you dumb fuck!
Is at a complete standstill, and so to explain some of the things takes a little bit of critical thinking. So I kind of lean away from trying to explain the ones that will make the mind work at a 5% level, because people are used to a 0% level.
Like you, I've got something that makes more sense than you, ready to play here. And I'm going to play it for everybody, for the men in the room, which is everyone, right? Other than cleavage. I'm going to play this sound there. Try not to get hard on. There's nothing quite like a bit of fox porn on a Sunday evening.
So
I actually hear that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So let's try this. Let's see. Tell me, and you can say stop when your brain melts. Okay. It's okay. No offense. People's brains melt. My brain melts. If I had a ball, 2 balls, one of them's 10 times bigger than the other ball. How far away do I have to put the bigger ball to make it look like it's the same size as the other ball? It's an obvious, easy number.
About
you might not know.
10
times as
times.
far. 10 times as far. Right. They say the sun is 400 times bigger than the moon and 400 times farther away. Therefore, they look like they're the same size. That's the globe explanation. Flat Earth explanation is they look the same size because they're the same size.
They are. They're the
So
same size.
that's called scaling invariance.
Mhm.
So if I made the ball, the bigger ball, 20 times farther away, it would be half the size or a quarter of the size, depending on how you look at it, of it. So things get smaller as they go into the distance, right? So the sun's 860,000 miles wide. If it was right over your head, like a mile over your head at noon, it would fill the entire sky. It would be like a yoga ball hovering a millimeter over a BB, and you're standing on top of the BB. You look up, the whole sky is the yoga ball, right?
Yes, yeah.
So we move it 93 million miles away, or 8 light minutes, they say. And it's now the size of a coin held at arm's length, just like we see it. With me still?
Yep.
So if we double the distance to twice as far, it would be a quarter of that size. So now it's like the size of a pencil eraser. And if I doubled it again to 4 times as far, now it's like a big star. 8 times as far, we can say it looks like every star in the sky. What?
Oh, shut up. Let's
Bouncy balls, mate. Mute, you stupid bastard.
What about this one? What about this one?
Table manners, you are all scum.
But yeah, the main one I wanted to do was Weiss!
You just made the list again.
What if I made it, so 8 times as far, 8 light minutes, 8 times 8, 64, we'll call that a light hour. What if I made it 2 light hours away, 4 light hours away, 24 light hours away? You can actually use math if you know the angular resolution limits of your eyes and realize that that light is too small and too dim for your eye to see it. So you could not see it by magnitudes at 1 light day away.
It's almost like he hasn't had that explained to him 300 times.
So you're in the north, you're in America, right? You look up and see the North Star. You ever look up and see the North Star?
Yeah, we're in New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey, right? I'm in Connecticut. Yeah. So we look up and North Star doesn't move. That's a problem. But we're going to just say we can see it with our naked eye.
Yeah.
And
when does your eye ever have clothes on? That's what I want to know.
And so that's good. So we can take the globe math. They say that North Star is 46 times bigger than the sun. So at a light day away, you could not see the sun. So if I made Polaris 46 light days away, you also couldn't see it. 46 light days, let's round that up to 2 light months away. Just give the globe every benefit of the doubt that it deserves. At 2 light months away, it is scientifically provable that you could not see something the size of Polaris that they claim. But do you know how far they tell us Polaris is?
That's
430 light years away.
Oh, put up a fight podcast, man.
I'm talking 1 light year.
I might have to go on his podcast and tell him.
These are things that prove, okay, we don't know what Polaris is, we don't know how big it is, we don't know how far it is, but we know how big it is.
I might contact these blokes. If you're watching here, Conspiracy Kitchen, I might contact you so I can come on your podcast and say, you two, is there 2 of them? I think they both sound the same to me. There might be 2 of them and there might be 1 of them, but 1 of you, 2 of you, whatever, you both.
You just made the list.
Just made the list.
And how big it isn't and how far it isn't, right? So using logic and science and actual math, we can prove that
Math? What's that? Hackerman in the house. $5 Dave and his flat earth shampoo. Wash, rinse, repeat. No, he can fuck off.
No, you can fuck off.
Thank you very much. Nice one, mate. Welcome. I don't know if you've been there a while, but first time I've seen you, I think.
the story they tell us about Polaris is completely fictional.
It's fictional, is it? God damn it, that story they tell us about that Polaris is completely fictional.
Fictitious. Fictional. Did I say fictional? Is that a word?
No.
I think I'm going to quote that.
Fictional.
Good word.
It is now.
It's a word now. Thank you. Put that in the show notes, please. Yeah. So
the thing I see about that.
So again, That's as far. That wasn't too hard. You guys followed me. I think I explained it very clearly. Most people can't even follow that. Because when it comes to the point, like, well,
87 people in, 36 likes. What's going on? Click that thumbs up, please, under the video thing. Let's try and get the word out there. Maybe some dickheads will come in, and we can bring them up and have a laugh with them.
oh, I see it, therefore you're wrong. No, you see it, therefore it's wrong. You're not wrong. I'm not wrong. The story we're being told by the mainstream media education system is a lie.
I love the way the mainstream media, like somehow the internet isn't mainstream now. Always cracks me up. But back in the day, that made sense, where the internet was a bit underground. Like, not everyone had it, and it was, found this out on the internet, these conspiracy theories. But now the internet is more mainstream than mainstream. Mainstream media just lies, but Rumble definitely doesn't. We've definitely got the truth on the bull of rum.
But for Polaris, I'm under the impression that since we have a yellow, the Polaris is a giant, whatever. I forgot the name of it.
It's just like a star.
White.
It's a star.
It's supposed to be 26,000 times more luminous than our sun.
Doesn't matter.
Why we can see it distance.
Because 300 so every time you double the distance, it becomes a quarter of the brightness, right? So if it's how many times brighter did you say it was?
It's supposed to be about 26,000 times more bright.
So 26,000 times. That is just ridiculous. Just to say, how can something even be brighter than the sun? There's a question for you. How can something even the sun? Just get out. It's just lies. But 26,000 doesn't cover it.
Just say that in the chat. Spin. Hello, by the way. Me and Jerome was talking the other day. Before I might have even said it when it was on the stream. I can't remember. But no one's seen Vika since Jaren dressed up as him. I sure hope we didn't hurt his feelings.
No, you can fuck off.
Because at 2 light months away, we'll just call it the same bright. It's the brightness of the sun. So at 4 light months away, it would have to be 4 times as bright, right? 8. We're going to go 16, 32, 64, 128, 256. We're going to hit that number so fast, and we're not even going to be at a couple light years yet, right? I haven't done the math.
I mean, I understand your side.
But again, to say something's 26,000 times brighter than the sun, what does that even mean? That's just the word.
Dude, it's
Nobody
bright.
has shown
extremely
anything brighter than the sun.
We haven't. We haven't seen.
We can theorize. We can make stupid statements like, "Oh, it's 26,000 times brighter." You know why they say it's 26,000 times brighter than the sun? Because it has to be. Otherwise, their whole thing falls apart. It still falls apart.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention now. So they take, from what I understand, how they got the luminosity of Polaris is that they basically just kind of fit it into if it's this far away, it has to be this bright.
There you go. They're just making up stories.
So it seems, I can understand that part of it, like where the flat earthers come up and they're like, well, they get this idea and then they make the math work for that idea.
Let me ask you a question.
This bloke, I was sold. Hang on a minute. Shut up. I was sold on this because these blokes were pretending they was going to put up a battle. We think, God damn it, the Earth's a globe. And they haven't literally done nothing but agree with this prick so far. So they've let me down. It ain't my fault. Don't blame me.
Flat.
Okay, and if something doesn't move, then it's what?
Stationary.
Oh, God. Where's Dave? Why ain't he got his thing up going, look at, we're spinning through space at this speed, but lakes look like this. Where's that shit?
Okay, so I'm not making any claims. I'm just defining something. So, does every sphere have curvature? Whether it's a golf ball, basketball, beach ball, Earth ball, Jupiter ball, does every sphere have curvature?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you know what the curvature rate for our ball is? Our Earth ball?
So 8 inches per mile squared.
Correct.
About.
Which is, but people say that's not the right formula. Actually, it's giving the ball the benefit of the doubt. It's based off the Pythagorean theorem, which is
it works up to 90 degrees of the circle of the sphere. After that, then you got to
correct. You can't even see that far. Up to 2,000 miles, it's still underestimating the amount of curvature. So you can't see 2,000 miles. That's the other issue. But if you and I were outside and I ducked behind a hill, so my head is below the horizon of that hill to you, can you see me?
No.
Right. And if I gave you the Hubble telescope, could you zoom in on me?
No.
Okay, because there's a physical thing blocking me. So if something goes over the curve of the Earth, is it hidden from view?
Should be.
Should be. Why wouldn't it be?
Have to be. It has to be.
Well, it would have to be, right. So you're aware that we have many, many, many observations. You don't even need a zoom camera. You can do it with your naked eyes. But we have observations that far exceed the physical requirement of a curved.
Didn't quite get the super chat goal there. 11 out of 15. I'll just set another one. So I'll stream for another 30 minutes. If we get another 5, and if we don't, that'd be an hour and a half stream. I've set it for 10 there because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but it was 4 or 5. And then I'm looking for suggestions of what else we can watch if we extend. Cheers.
Ball Earth of 24,901 miles around. So the only explanation I'll give you...
100 eyes? Hang on a minute, I've got to say this bollocks here.
Is refraction.
100 people watching, thank you. That's what the likes did. They shared it to more people. If you're the 100 people that are watching, please give the thumbs up to the stream to get it out there. And we can... Why doesn't my... It does work. My mouse fucks up every now and then. Give it the thumbs up, please. And we'll get it out there. And hopefully someone like the Cowardly Lion might see it. And then we'll get him up.
They say, refraction.
Yeah.
That, the image is refracting up. So when somebody takes a picture across Lake Michigan,
I think it's lame if I'm competing with Mikey Smith on a live stream, the star man. I might as well pack up and go home. Well, I am home. So I can't really do that.
7 miles, and can see the entire skyline. Not the bottom of the buildings are missing, but we can discuss that. But we can see the...
No, we can't. I bet you don't want to discuss it.
Entire skyline, when the top of the tallest building should be several hundred feet below the curve. They just scream refraction.
Yeah, I'll send feet... This is cleavage. I'll send feet pics right after cleavage has sent cleavage pics.
And we said, okay, well, if it's refracting, that'll change with the weather and time. And we did a time lapse, 18 hours into the night, and the buildings never moved. We also got on a boat, put with Chicago in the zoom lens, zoomed in on it, and went 50 miles across the lake, and it never unmiraged, under refracted. So the word refraction is just their get out of jail free card for the people that don't critically think, and that's mostly everybody.
No, it makes... I mean, those observations I've seen with the distances that can't, the Earth can't support, the sphere.
It's not even that far. People don't realize it. And people are like, well, you don't know how far that boat is. Well, we have boat trackers and stuff, but there's one observation. We call it the Black Swan, even though it's not.
I don't know if he's got the nerve. I don't know what Thomas. I don't know how he's got the nerve to sit there and do this Black Swan bollocks again. I just don't know how many times he does this same shite. Thomas Shattuck, yeah. Hello, mate. Long time listener of the podcast. Always supportive. Cheers, mate. Hi, mate. Did the lion not show up? No. I am surprised. No, he didn't show up. But I tried everything I could. I sent I tagged him in the video. I made a nice fucking abusive song about him. And he still ain't here. So as soon as I'm done here, I am sticking him back on mute. So he won't even be able to come up with his, you didn't tell me the time it was in. He said to me, he goes, what time zone are you on? Because the UK has 9. How fucking big does he think the UK is? We've got 1. And just to let you know, right, it is the one. is GMT, the one that everything else is judged by, because we used to rule the world, right? This is what I'll say to this. The UK used to rule the world until everyone realised we were shit. Right? We were shit at ruling the world, and we had about 4 people. And then just everyone kicked us out of their countries and said, "Fuck off, limey twats," and we all left. But before that happened, we made the time zone ours, and we put ourselves in the center of the map. We are the middle. You are east. You are west. We are the middle and the top. Yep, that was our lasting effect before everyone just beat the shit out of us.
Not a black swan because there's so many observations now. It's 2 oil rigs. One of them is 6 miles, the other one's 10 miles. And the observer height was 8 feet, which would put the...
Yeah, conspiracy music. Top is the north is top. Don't you know this, right? There's some flat Earth's top bit.
The horizon at like 3.5 miles or something like that. We'll put the horizon way in front of the first oil rig. Now, what does that mean, the horizon? The horizon means you can't see the surface of the water anymore, as it's hidden behind the hill of the earth. Yeah. But not only can we see the water leading to the first platform, we can see it to the second one, and we can see it for dozens of miles beyond beyond that. So you have to believe, that every, let's say you take all of that distance, every specific distance of that water has to refract up another amount and line up with your eye level, right? It can't refract higher, it can't refract lower, it'll be missing gaps. It just has to perfectly refract. So something at a mile has to refract up 8 inches, and something at 3 miles has to refract up 6 feet, and the thing at 10 miles has to refract up 66 feet, and at 11 miles has to refract up 72 feet.
Why don't they put up? I'm bored of hearing his voice. He loves this, doesn't he? They talk to these all day, but he won't talk to anyone else because they're demons.
Feet or whatever the number is, right? And all of that has to stop at your eye level to make it appear to be flat, because it's really curved behind a ball, behind a hill, but it's magically refracting up and staying perfectly level. How come it doesn't refract higher into the sky?
Because there's only a certain amount of refraction, you prick.
Right? How come it's always perfect with eye level? So that's the Glober excuse. The flat Earth excuse is, well, it's just flat.
It's flat.
It's just there. Right? We don't need to make up, it's 46,000 times brighter than the sun because that's how we see it. Or
it's a decent idea, actually. But then, hang on, I've only got 20 minutes left. Might as well have a look at MIKEY Smith. Let's see what he's doing. Why not? Who's he talking to? That twat. Hang on, it doesn't say he's live. Oh, he is live.
80 miles away, folks. Well, they don't want to hear anything. They're all brainwashed.
The sun's 80 miles away. What's he doing?
Here, guys, look at this. You see all these?
Is he in a prison?
Demonstration of density. Watch this.
What the fuck?
Now my flyers and pictures are in the Science Center. You see that piece of shit globe there?
I can't pause him though, can I? I can. I don't need to. He's paused himself there.
And what's happening, guys? We've got. I'm going to play a couple more videos here. We've got a few people in the chat. Welcome, welcome. We've got quite a messy background there.
Shall I join?
Why am I so close this time? We've got the binocular set up there. and Conspiracy Music Studios. And bum 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 bum. We've got Flat Earth Reconnaissance is there. I guess I can go on to my demo. Well, I want to do a demonstration later. Why am I so close? My head looks like it's the size of the Earth. The fake globe Earth, of course. Why am I so close? Just let me get with one of my videos here, and we'll get Flat Earth Reconnaissance come in a bit. I do want to show a model of the Earth and how the supposed globies do not understand how the star trails work when there's a time-lapse video made of them. And we're going to have a demonstration of that, and maybe some of the morons of the globies might come on with their model, like actually hold the model of their globe and show me how their star trails work on their model, because you can't prove it. So
has he got a link up?
But anyways, let's get with this. And what am I doing?
If I get the super chat go here, I'm gonna request if he puts a link up.
I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna play a quick video here. What is this? Oh yeah, this stuff.
I don't know what his super chat goal is. Does he normally put a link up? So he's got no internet, obviously. Yeah. Do us. It's £51,000. What the fuck is that? All right, let's mute that shit for now. What is this stupid music he's using? Drop a link, Mikey. Let's do this. Do you reckon it'll allow me up? That's his firmament music, is it? The fuck is that? He sits back all proud of this shit. Oh, fuck off, Smith. Right, we got a super chat here from Ramon. $5. Don't ban Mad Lion. The more he comments on your channel, the more the algorithm favours you and he's free entertainment. Yeah, he is. I'll mute him. I just think muting is quite funny because people don't realise they're muted at first. Right. So they keep commenting anyway. But yeah, you might be right. Maybe just ignore him. But I won't be giving him another chance to debate, let's put it that way. I'll decide afterwards, after this, what I'm doing.
We got a few videos there. That was the firmament there, guys. We've got another video here I want to show.
No! You can fuck off!
Has any of these people got internet that works? Is what I want to know. For those people that are not on this stream, that are watching this after, I'm not just sitting here watching a boring video. This is Mikey Smith live right now.
Where is?
Fuck off with the music. Electrical field phenomena. Or, as most people call it, a lit match. Or someone chucking some glitter around. Yeah, chuck the glitter up in the air. Yeah, glitter with no T's. And no R's. That's the one. Mikey's face just doesn't look healthy, man. He is an alpha. You got to give him that, right? Is he still playing the shit music? I don't want to play any music because these people ain't monetized and it don't matter to them, but it matters to me. I'm going to pretend he said spinning spaceball. Is this what his live... Oh. Hang on, I've got to check his super chats here. Not his super chats, his chat, right? Because I'm gonna check. People are watching this. Yeah, me! I'm watching this. Right, sorry. Let me know if he dropped. People, keep your eye on this. I'm going back to what I was doing before because this is fucking boring. I'm going to carry on watching this.
How about it's just small and close, and it's right there. We can see with the naked eye because it's not far at all.
Yeah.
Hello, Copium.
Right? Why are you a glober? Are you afraid? Are you afraid of rejection? You have a girlfriend?
Nah.
Are you afraid it would be hard to get a girlfriend?
Oh, Dave the stud. Yeah, are you afraid of rejection from girls for being a... What? What would you know about it?
You're a flat earther? What's the problem?
I'm just, like... I'm big on, astronomy.
I was huge on astronomy. What about astronomy tells you that the Earth is a globe?
The sun.
Which lie in astronomy are you still clinging to?
Well, I'll say from my point of view. So, for growing up, this is obviously what they teach you.
Yes.
The Earth is a globe is what they teach in school, and if you think any other way, you're a moron. Is basically how they put it.
Very good.
Yep. Pretty accurate.
Good, very good. So the Communist Manifesto gets yeah. So as I was saying before we get cut off, we're as small children we're brought up with this as a truth, a fundamental truth, and we built our whole lives around it, and we love it. And space is fun. Oh, come on, you guys want to be astronauts? You love all the space stuff. Everyone does.
Did anyone see on that the TikTok the other day that I did when I went with Jaren the other day? That bloke popped up and said he was an astronaut. Yeah, that's a likely story.
And so
I'm an astronaut, but I don't believe the Earth's a sphere.
So it's because that's what we're taught, and we're also taught to ridicule it if someone has a different thought. We're taught to make fun of the words "flat Earth," right? It was weaponized like conspiracy theory. So, yeah. So if that's your reason, come on, man. That can't be your reason. I'm gonna make a comment. I mean, don't be like that. I mean, stand up for what you truly believe. You guys sound like you can see the deception. You see it.
I think everyone's trying to deceive us basically all the time. That's why I always question. But there's things like gravity, like that doesn't.
Why are you pretending to be globe earthers, as you call it, or normal people, as I call it? Why are you pretending to do that and then keep making his points for him? This is a setup. You know what makes me laugh, right? So when I do these TikTok debates and stuff like that, people like Mad Lion and other massive cunts. Oh, by the way, Mad Lion, you are.
Cunt of the week. Cunt of the week. It's time for Cunt of the
week. People like that always say to me, why are you this is what they say. Why are you paying people to pretend to be flat earthers so you can beat them in a they're all fake flat earthers so you can beat them in a debate and make us look bad? Well, I'm about to say that here. I don't think he's paying these, but I think these are not globe earthers, right?
Let's talk
the electrostatic
about gravity.
thing doesn't make sense
to me. So what don't you understand about the electrostatic thing? Because that's the one that's testable and provable. The gravity one,
it's available. Poor Claire, it's available on Whatcast, the album.
Has no proof and is not understandable. Go ahead.
So we'll start with that because I was trying to get my head around this, and this is one of the things that, like, well, there's no other way to explain it. So electrostatics, you're attached to the ground locally below your feet, right?
What's that? Say that again.
You're pulled. So electrostatics, what you're attached to, you're pulled down to the ground locally below your
not true.
To the feet, right?
No,
because of
that's not
a
true.
negative charge in the ground, you're a positive charge. No,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
That's incorrect. That's incorrect. The ground is neutral. The sky is positive. No, those aren't theories. Okay. Those are actual measurable claims, right? And there's an electrostatic flow from top down, right? Okay. So anything that's off the ground is surrounded with a positive charge. Positive and negative attract. The ground's not moving anywhere, and they will go down. Now,
of course, the ground ain't moving anywhere everywhere because we're all on it.
Hang in there. This isn't that hard, but it takes a little bit of critical thought. So buoyancy and density sort everything else out, right? Because if there was no
buoyancy and density sort everything out. I wonder if he'll share the equation for buoyancy while he's on the subject.
Electrostatic flow, no gravity, no nothing. You're in the middle of nothingness, and you dropped a brick or a balloon.
Nope, they just say theory. It's just a theory.
Which way would it go? How would it know which way's up, which way's down if there's no earth, if there's nothing? I mean, again, that's a hypothetical, impossible situation. But the electrostatic flow sets the downward flow. And the gravitational scientists, mainstream scientists say, yeah, they recognize the electrostatic is real and it can manipulate things going up and down. But they say and they also say that the electrostatic flow is 10 to the 36 power. That's 10 with 36 zeros stronger than gravity.
Yeah.
Now, do you know what 10 to the 36 power is?
It's got 36 zeros. It's a very big.
So if I had
JD's trying to make me drink the rest of this drink here. Hang on, no, there you go. JD, spin his baseball, wank juice. 10 quid, $9.99. Cheers, JD. I think that'll cover it. Has he said that? Spin his baseball. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. Cheers, mate.
Grain of sand, and I made it 10 to the 36 times bigger. How big would it be? What would you compare it to? A grain of sand.
A beach.
A beach? Which beach?
More. 36.
10 to the 36 power.
The whole U.S. coastline on the East Coast.
There's three more super chats of 5 or above in the next 8 minutes. We extend by half an hour.
I'll tell you this.
And I'll try and get on Mikey Smith's.
If you said the whole Earth, I would say you're so far off, it's not even funny. Ready? 10 million times bigger than the alleged known universe. Okay? Let me say it again. A grain of sand, 10 to the 36 times bigger. If you took the entire known universe, which is like
probably that many.
Billions and trillions and quadrillions of miles wide, and made it 10 million times bigger. That's how big it is. So scientists admit that. So, by the way, I don't believe that. I don't believe that that's even even a thing. That number doesn't even exist. So,
oh, fuck off, Dave. Or should we say?
No, you can fuck off.
So 89 people in here at the minute, 61 likes. Come, what's the other 30 of you almost? Give it a thumbs up. Double thumb. Don't give it a double thumbs up because then it's a thumbs down. Right?
They admit, though, that the electrostatic force, which is testable, scientifically provable, is stronger than gravity, and gravity is just a theory. Why don't you understand that?
So, but when you look at, it's a downward electrical charge from
we can
the
manipulate
sky to
it.
the ground.
Why don't they understand it? It's because it's bollocks, Dave. It's bollocks. And you wouldn't even bother trying to push that on anybody that knew anything because you're a total coward. Oh. Dan, unfornicated, $5. This dirt makes me want to take a header out of a third-story window, but luckily electrostatics will save me. I used to do like shorts. Well, actually, it was TikToks, but I turned them into shorts when I came on YouTube. I didn't come on YouTube. I'm not twat side, right? But when I put them on YouTube, and I used to call it electroelastics, I'd get all the flat Earth talking points wrong deliberately, to see if they were still stupid enough to agree with me in the comments, and they still were. Oh, here he is. Arnold with $5. The world... I said I'd do these in American, didn't I? The world would be a better place if Dave Weiss didn't have lips.
It doesn't have lips!
You know, like aliens, when people talk about aliens, I think there's the aliens that people talk about. Is he put link up? Oh, man. You know, they talk about aliens and they say that they've just got like slits for the mouth and they're telepathic and all that, aren't they? So
It doesn't have lips!
Aliens. Let's get over to Mikey then and see what's what here. Why not? Where is it? Where's the link? I see no link. Oh, did I pause it? No, I didn't. I see no link. Hakraman, Dave the potato, if he's eating potato chips, does that make him a cannibal? Yes, it does. Cheers, Hakraman. Definitely a cannibal. Where's the link? What is it for? Is he on Zoom or something? Why can't I see a link? Has he not pinned it? Where's the link? I see no link. Oh, hang on. Why have you guys got the link on here, but I haven't got the link? Let's... Electrostatic is 3 to the 36 stronger. The atomic scale, as you increase the scale, gravity dominates as covered in my hypothesis. Right, let's try and get into this. What is this? What is going on here? To keep this as host asks that you connect with your YouTube. What's that? I've never had that before. I don't want to connect with that. What do I do here? Let's get this off the screen. Normally if I go into StreamYard, it just lets me in. Why is he so paranoid? Can't he just let me into the thing without me continuing with any of this bollocks? Scroll down. There's nowhere to scroll. But it's not so... There I am.
What do we got here? Share screen. What's this? Hold on. Oh, what is this now? Okay, we got somebody. We got somebody to chit chat with there, Sam.
Oh, here's
it's you two.
What's happening?
I just thought I'd drop in and say hello.
And what are we talking about?
I don't know. I've just been live. I'm trying to. Make the stream. I've made you too big on my page now. I've just got Mikey's face. Hold on a second.
Hopefully it's a good picture.
Flat Earth Reconnaissance. You're here. Doesn't he not want to say hello to me?
Hello.
Right,
what's happening? What are we talking about? You seem disturbed.
No, I'm not disturbed. I don't know what you're talking about. I was just live and someone said to me, Mikey Smith's live. Go and jump in his live. They've just put a link up, so I thought I would for a laugh.
Oh, we're talking about Star Trails.
Why have you got you've still got the map behind you there?
Yeah.
Do you not believe the final experiment? Is that you still don't believe that?
No, that's garbage.
Why'd you say that though?
Well, Sam can talk about that one. I'll let you
I've
go,
seen
Sam.
I saw Sam when he was talking to Jaron and Dave McKeegan. So what's the issue? Why don't you believe him?
What did you watch the the meeting?
Yeah.
So, what question do you have?
I wasn't convinced that when you said about the sun and all that going in front of the thing, and they showed you what it actually was, you just sort of laughed and ignored them.
What actually was? Well, true version, but what actually was? It was like a fake footage. This is what I see it as what it was actually. But the thing is that the sun cannot go in between you know the camera and your face. I don't know. Maybe lately there's new technologies. I don't know that can.
Yeah, but they explained the glare, and they even showed you examples.
Yeah, but the glare can go up to here, not right in front of your face. You cannot just hide your entire face. You understand? That's not called a glare anymore. It's called a fake footage.
But when they showed you it went actually behind the pole, then it was hidden, and then it wasn't in front of the face anymore.
Well, it was totally hidden. But what video? But the pole of where Mactoon was?
Jaron showed the pole. It showed an example, and when it actually went behind the pole, the glare was there. Then it went behind the pole, and it completely vanished. And the same thing, Toon's face never blocked the sun, did it?
Yeah, but it never happens in reality. It never happens in real life. People shooting the sun. Never had that before. Like it's new. Maybe we didn't see nothing.
What do you think?
Well,
what's your theory then? I'm just curious because I was on a lot of the live streams when they did it, and they actually interacted with me and they interacted with other people on the live stream. So they were somewhere, and it was the sun was behind them wherever they were, and it was live. So where do you think they were?
I don't know. This I don't know, but I know fake footage when I see one. Now the thing is that in order to believe, like you say, because we more like like to understand things more than to believe them. But the thing is that to believe that a footage is fake is very simple. You can first of all double check to see if there are similar footages, on the net, like of the sun going between somebody's face and the camera, and. I don't know.
No, but not just that. Like you, but what would have made what would have made you believe it though? Like because you was just probably set, wasn't you, to not believe it no matter what they showed.
Well,
because you don't believe that it actually that there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, do you?
No, that's the contrary. The thing is that I'm not going to that point that there might be a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, which of course there are not, because we know our model, how it works, and it cannot be. But anyways, before that, you can see that there are so many anomalies, so many, mistakes in that footage that I'm obliged to understand that they could not be there. I'd like to believe. I'd like to believe they went there. That would be great. But I can't.
Really though,
because common sense, keeps him from reaching that conclusion. It's called common sense, basic common sense.
Yeah, but
for me, I don't know. I might be. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
You say common sense, but like everything you brought up, they had an answer for, and you wasn't interested in the answer.
In a wrong answer. Answers have to be right.
How do you know?
Not wrong answers.
Hey,
Of
Sam,
course.
he's just uncomfortable because we've recorded the firmament, so he's
No,
uncomfortable.
Have you?
No, it's not uncomfortable. No, it's fair. It's like talking fairly. I have no problem. It's like that. I have no problem with him talking. The thing is that what I'm trying to ask you is that how come is it so important for you to defend, such a fake experiment in our eyes? Like what's the deal? Like how come it's so important for you?
This is why it's important to me. It's not important. I don't need to defend anything, right? I don't give a fuck really about NASA and any of that shit. I'm not interested. I'm not a massive stars person or space person or anything like that. What I really don't like is when people don't like this argument's gone on for years and years, and I've kind of covered it and listened to it and joined in with it a little bit, but I was never that into it until they'd done the final experiment. And I was just, what happened is when they announced they were going to go to Antarctica, every flat earther came up with pre-excuses before they'd even seen what happened. It was like, they definitely won't be going, this won't happen, they're going to use a sun simulator and all this other stuff. I'm thinking, why don't you just wait and see what happens and then decide whether you believe it or not, rather than just...
Well, I explain you why. Because we are, as flat earthers, we have a long experience of people lying and trying to fake things, fake, space missions and fake everything. So since we believe, or we understand more than to believe, that the Earth is flat and therefore there cannot be a 24-hour sun, so we know that at one point there were going to be some trickery, some fakery. We didn't know what, maybe a fake sun, maybe anything. And we saw what happened. That means that this is why we know that it cannot be, proven. And this is what happened. Now, the thing is that you're saying that for many, many years, that discussion is going on, about flat Earth. And that's true. So my question is that if you have evidence that, we are someone, somehow delusional, somehow we're wrong. So how come, it keeps on going? It should have been,
because you won't let it go. Like, even if you're going to dismiss that's the truth. Even if you're going to dismiss the 24-hour sun in Antarctica, let's just say that was all fake, right? Let's say they faked the whole thing. There's no 24-hour sun in Antarctica. It was all bullshit. If you go anywhere in the south for the map, any flat map, the sun would have to go the opposite way to the way it actually goes, and everyone can observe that. So what do you say to that?
I don't know what you're talking about. Like from the equator, it goes the different way.
It goes right to left. It's supposed to go left to right according to any flat map. If it's just circling Polaris, it would go left to right. It would set left to right, but it goes right to left in the south.
Yes. Okay. So what are you saying, that it is a globe because of that?
Yes.
Yeah, but in that case, everything else has to match that theory of a globe.
Yes.
Not just like one thing,
because
we have also one thing. There is no curvature. That's 1-to-1.
It literally is though.
In the middle.
What do you say? Like when you see, do you ever watch Surveyors? Like there's a guy called Baron Rutledge. Are you familiar with him?
Check it out. I'm going to tell you something. The debate of flat Earth, that the Earth is flat or is a globe. We've passed that milestone like long ago already. We know that the Earth is flat. And you know what? What the thing is that we as, truth seekers, as flat Earthers, we don't have anything to prove the way you do. Because we know the Earth is flat. We don't care about convincing you.
But
Anyone
that's
that wants to believe...
That's such a cowardly position. We don't need to prove it.
So now you're starting to curse and starting to insult. Okay, I understand.
I'm not
because
insulting.
you cannot...
But you can't just dismiss
stupid
things.
Coward. Okay. Well, I tell you, I'm not dismissing. I'm dismissing, what's wrong, what's fake. Of course, I'm going to dismiss it. Of course, I'm going to fight it. You kidding me? So the thing is that, again, that we don't have anything to prove because, knowing that the Earth is flat is very easy. Anyone that really wants to know it can know it, can find out, just the way we do it.
No,
we don't have nothing to prove.
Okay, fair, but
you have it. You have to prove. We don't go to your shows. We don't. First of all, you don't have any shows talking about the globe. We don't go to your shows and to your podcast trying to prove you wrong. but you know the contrary.
You know why? Because you can't.
Yeah,
that's why. The sky disagrees with the sky. Everything in the sky matches the globe. and that's really inconvenient.
Well,
Nope,
so
zero. Liar.
no. You cannot treat people of liars. You know, that maybe the guy does believe that. The thing is that again,
What do you mean liar?
if you
what doesn't then?
If you're right, you know, you're gonna have to convince, like, you know, another few hundreds of millions of people, you know, joining flat Earth.
But the sun,
you know,
I've
there are
already said
millions
the
of people
sun,
joining flat Earth every day.
the sun
So
goes
you're not
right
very
to left in
successful
the
in convincing
south.
people.
Everyone can see that, right?
Okay, so you know what?
You're wrong.
Well, it's
No,
not
but
wrong. Mikey, ask anyone in the south. You've kicked the wrong person.
What did you, oh you cut him off? Okay, I was going to tell Wildcat that, you know, what
cowards.
he has to do. If he believes that he's got the proof that the Earth is a globe, he should make a video explaining it.
Yes.
And it should put an end to the
Well,
flat Earth debate.
Well,
exactly.
you wouldn't even let me speak, you bunch of pricks.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, we've done it. We've done
Do
it.
it. No, you, Brenda, do it.
You're not very successful in
We've done it.
in
No,
doing
they're
it.
not. They're horrible.
Unsuccessfully.
What do you mean? No, it is successful. We have
okay,
successful.
all right.
Brenda, you gotta show me how your star trails work on your globe. Show
Yeah,
me
kick
right
me
now.
off.
Show me
Kick
on
me
your-
off.
Show me.
She's going to say yes, it works. Yeah, it works, right? Everything
show
works.
Me how it works. Show me.
Yeah.
Show me.
They work because the Earth
No,
spins.
show it. No.
No, she doesn't show you. She cannot.
A working model. You got to show me a working model, right?
The
now.
working model is the
Google
Earth
Earth.
spins.
Right now.
He
The working
cannot show
model is
you.
that the Earth spins. I just told you. It
No,
spins.
you didn't show me anything.
I don't have to.
No, not even your face. Not even your face. She doesn't show
he's gonna
his
kick
face.
me.
So how can she show something? But the thing is, check it out. The way I see it, you know, you have to see what's.
Yeah, I left there because I was still sitting in the thing room, the whatever it is room, where it is.
Fighting, you know, it's respectable. I respect that. You know, I have no problem, you know, with people trying to fight me, even though, you know, they might be, you know, using fakery and lies. That's okay. That's the game.
Fakery and lies.
That. The thing is that
fakery and lies. The sky goes, the sun sets right to left in the south. Fakery and lies. You can literally go and look at it doing it. What a pair of pricks.
And coming in trying to prove, they're so obsessed into trying to prove that the Earth is a globe. Why? If there are some people like crazy like us, you know, like stupid or crazy, just leave us alone. You know, there are other crazy people in the world, other stupid people you can take care of. Why being so obsessed with us? So the thing is that we understand all this. We know all this. And personally, you know, I have no problem, you know, except with people like insulting and everything. But people coming in just like, you know, Brenda, you know, and saying this and that, I have no problem. This is that.
It's funny the way he tried to angrily kick me and kicked his mate instead. Can't even kick people properly.
This is, you know, like Mark Toon. I like to talk to Mark Toon, even though I don't agree with everything he said. I have no problem.
Hey, Brenda, show me how it works. Come on. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, if you do, then he'll kick you.
Does it wobble like this? Huh?
But they don't.
How do you get circle past?
Is this Cleavage K's mate, Mikey Smith?
Because the Earth spins and the stars are relatively fixed.
Yeah.
At least compared to.
Well,
just a
they're
minute.
going to rotate like this
Just
for
a
this
minute.
guy, right?
Let him speak. Yeah.
Right. So, because the stars don't move very much over in a single 24-hour period, and because the Earth spins.
Oh, I'm going to pause that for a second. I've got to get these super chats. So Jim Daniels in here, billionaire Jim. Hip ya. Cheers, Jim, $4.99. Hackramon here, $5. With these two, their IQ wouldn't break into double figures. At least Reconnaissance wanted a conversation. He's panicked a bit when he realised I wasn't a complete idiot, even though he was wrong because I am. And Ramon here is flat earthers have a history of denying evidence. Yeah, well, to say it's a lie to say that the sky, the sun goes the wrong way and it's not a fucking lie, is it? It's not a lie.
Therefore, it looks to you as though they are doing a circle because you are on the Earth. It's like if you were on a merry-go-round and you looked up, the trees above you would appear to spin.
Thank you.
But the
Awesome.
trees
Merry-go-round.
aren't.
Yep.
But the trees aren't spinning. The merry-go-round is spinning.
Exactly. The sky is spinning, not us.
But Brenda, just one thing. You know, everything you said, you know, sounds, you know, logical and
It
I
is
have no problem with
logical.
it. Yeah, but for you, because you know, we know that
It's not for
intelligence.
me. Something that's logical. It's not for me. It's for everybody.
Yeah, okay, no problem. I agree with you. Now the thing is that since wait, Mikey, wait. Since we are not as you know intelligent, you know, as you are, because we have problems understanding what's simple
I don't
logic.
know. Sam,
maybe,
I don't know. I don't know what you're telling.
Here we go. Mike Gurney, Charlie Brown, and Pepe Le Pew need new careers. Yeah, pretty good. Love it. Let's continue.
Sam, I don't know. Don't tell me I'm disrespecting you. I don't know what your intelligence is.
I'm not saying this,
I'm not
but
saying that. I'm not saying that.
I know that you're not saying that. I am the one saying that. That means that if you explain something that's simple to people that do not accept it or do not understand it, maybe if you care so much into coming here all the time, you know, explaining them things, maybe you should make a video showing your real face and explaining, you know, with designs. But you don't do that.
Yes, I don't. Do you know? Because
I showed my real face, and it's funny. Like, I'll go up there, and I'm just, this is how I am, and they don't say nothing. Then someone else goes, "Oh, you don't show this because you're a coward." It's like, well, yeah, I was, and you still kicked me. So what the fuck difference does it make?
Because there's so many others that are doing a fantastic job. It feels to me like it's extra effort that isn't needed. I don't need to clutter up YouTube with my input when so many others are doing such a good job.
But you feel like you need to come here every time and to talk about it, right? This is important for you, but not as important as making a video. To, you know, okay.
No, just full disclosure. It's not important to me. I just like pointing and laughing at people that deny fucking obvious shit.
I understand. Now the logic, you know, turns.
Let me be clear. Let me be clear.
Okay.
You're sort of flat Earth is sort of at the bottom of importance.
Good.
Right?
Go away then.
It's at the bottom.
Bye bye.
But other things are more. Other things are more important. But it's it's my choice.
Yes, but we want to understand your choice. We want to understand your choice.
A kicker. Who's this now?
Because, you know, you're talking about logic, and it seems that, you know, your choices are deprived of logic. Because if you're so obsessed into coming here all the time and trying to prove us wrong, but on the other side, you don't do nothing, you know, to... You know.
Why does he think it's obsession? It's not obsession. Someone told me, he puts a link up in a minute. I thought, I'll go and fuck with these as a cowardly lion fucked off. Didn't want to come in. But I've got to say, Mikey Smith... So this is what does me with this bloke. For some reason, Mikey Smith gets the fucking knob, gets the excuse because he's a bit of a twat. Yeah, he's a bit simple. Let's just leave him alone. No, he was a knob then to me. I was being reasonable in that conversation, which is quite a big thing for me to do, right? Talking to these people. And he still kicked me. He got pissed off, called me a liar when I told the truth that the sun does do that in the south. He knows it. He knows he can't answer it. He knows he can't say it ain't his map because it's right behind his fucking head. Right there. And so he just kicked me. So I have no time for Mikey Smith. We shouldn't leave him alone because he's all right, really, because he pervs on Cleavage K and all this other shit, right? So that's not a reason to leave him alone. Flat Earth Reconnaissance was actually normal. Not normal. It was still Flat Earth Reconnaissance, but at least he was willing to have a conversation, and I could have spoke to him for longer if Twat Smith hadn't kicked me. So I've got to say this, right? I've got to say this. So Flat Earth Reconnaissance.
You just made the list!
And Mikey Smith.
You just made the list!
Mikey Smith!
You just made the list again!
Mikey Smith!
You just made the list!
Mikey Smith!
You just made the list again!
Flat Earth Reconnaissance.
You just unmade the list!
Nah, Flat Earth Reconnaissance.
You just made the list!
Stick him on. Right. Fletcher boy. Fletcher boy. $4.99. Quids. No, ain't quids, it's dollars. Late fee. Yeah. Anyone that's turned up now, pay a late fee. That's the way it works. Cheers, mate. Nice one. Appreciate that. They'll never let me in again, though, will they? Though I've kind of just shot my load there. Oh, because I can't. That's as polite as I'll get, to be honest.
To make it clear, and so this is just like we're looking at it like if we just want, you just want to undermine us. You don't have nothing to prove, and you cannot prove nothing. You understand? So this is.
I went on and proved something, and you kicked me. That's what happened, right?
This is where logic, comes into effect, and this is how we say things, which I believe we're right. But anyways, we can discuss. But personally, I wouldn't be discussing too much, with people that don't want to understand, because what's the point? You can discuss with people that want to understand. And about flat Earth is very simple. Anybody who wants to understand can understand. It's got all the means. You have internet, you have all kinds of videos, books, you have everything, to understand. That's just the way we did. When people told me that the Earth was flat, I was laughing. I said, "Are you kidding me?" But then I checked. And I did check, and
Yep. Hold on. The goal's made. Bill in here, Jim. The goal made. Hip, yeah, let's roll. Cheers, Jim. Nice one. Who's this bloke they've brought up? They ain't even let him talk yet.
And I found out by myself. I didn't need nobody to tell me, the Earth is flat. So check it out. I just checked. And very
check
simple.
the sun. See what that does.
So that's the way I feel. But again, in that quest for the truth, I'm talking to Brenda again, even though she's not here. The thing is that, it goes way beyond, the shape of the Earth. You know that, I know that, we know that. And in that war for,
we'll let RG talk too.
Yeah, in that war for the truth,
That's a good point,
we're thinking about you too. That's all I wanted to tell you. Okay, hey RG, what's RG the artist? What's going on? Change your logo there. Where's the car?
Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah.
Long time. Yes.
Yeah, no time. I took the car off because
What?
Well, already technical problems.
He's muted.
Yeah,
you muted him already, Mikey. Mike is such a bitch.
You're muted.
Oh, can you hear me a little better now?
Yeah, much better. Yeah.
Okay.
Cleavage, why don't you go? What's Brenda doing back up there again? They won't let me fucking back in.
Brenda's hilarious.
Yeah, so I got rid of the car because me being in a wheelchair, it was just that old meme that I've had on there for so long.
Hey, RG,
like the
can I
fast car.
Can I ask you a question, RG?
Kind of thing. Yeah, if you won't be rude, let me finish speaking.
No, C3 or C4 brake.
But
C3
I got
or
a very
C4?
unique idea about what's happening with the sun, moon.
I'm just curious about your disability, and I was just wondering because I used to work with disabled people. Is it C3 or?
This is really important. There is a message from Mad Lion 27 minutes ago. Right, 27 minutes ago. We are live now. Wow, Globers are liars and actors. The host won't change it to a time when I'm not working. I thought it was 3 a.m. Are you working at 3 a.m.? I've asked the guy 30 times, what software do I need to join? Software? What are you talking about, you prick? He won't respond. Yeah, because I don't know what you mean. All you need is a phone or a microphone, something talking to your fucking laptop. You don't need software, you fucking knob. This is someone who has no job, no life, yet can't make the debate at a time I'm not working. No job, no life. 3 jobs, plenty of life. I've sent him multiple footage of Flat Earth. He refuses to debate them on his show. I literally said, bring whatever topic you want. Right. Globers equals cowards. Actors who pretend they want the debate yet do nothing to make it happen. The last guy destroyed you. What last guy? I don't know what you're talking about. Right. You have no clue what you're talking about. It's obvious. Change this debate to Saturday, 7 p.m. It's now at 4 a.m. for me and I'm not working. Well, then come on. I'm going to respond to this. I am live right now, you knob. Join. What software do I need to make the debate happen? You have reported me trying to avoid the debate. No, I didn't. Someone else reported him apparently for threatening violence. It wasn't me. I would never bother doing that. I couldn't give it. Threatening violence. This bloke's probably got arms like a twig. I wouldn't report anyone for any reason. Yeah, but I've just replied, so we'll see if he will give him a bit longer, maybe to another quarter of an hour. If he comes, then I'll extend it even further, because I will debate this prick.
C4.
No, I'm a C5 6. So
C5. Good.
Yeah,
good.
so I have I have a little bit of use of my arm. So
That's great. That's great.
Right.
I'm happy for you. Do you understand? I'm just trying to be nice to you, okay? Just chill, everybody. Just chill.
Okay. Well,
I was nice. Didn't matter. Mikey hates me. You see, when I come up here, Mikey was shitting himself. He thought, there's that bloke. He's the ultimate fucking debater. Him. What cast? I'm going to get rid of him the minute I can.
not the same I show, but yeah, man. So what's the verdict on?
Is he Australian? This geezer with a AI picture. Just asking which way the sun sets. Just to prove that I'm not lying about anything.
On as far as the stars go and stuff, I'm curious, Mikey.
The stars do not. I'll tell you what the verdict is. The stars do not move. The stars do not move in 24 hours very much.
Oh,
so the circles that we see are due to the Earth spinning on its axis.
Brenda, when I go out and record the stars, when Sam goes out and records the stars, I have to move my binoculars every 30 seconds because the stars are moving. You know that?
Right.
No, the Earth is moving.
No,
not
bullshit.
Yes.
Bullshit. Prove it. I just did. I did it.
Burden of proof's on you. You got to prove it. If you think the Earth's a globe, there's no burden of proof. We know it's flat, right?
We can prove it. We can prove it.
Well,
there's another guy. You guys know about a guy named John Leonard Walton? Y'all know about? You ever seen his stuff?
Brenda is the worst liar in the world. She would not make it 30 seconds in a courtroom whatsoever.
I always kick Brenda as well. Full of bollocks, this bloke. Not a testicle between them.
When people lie in court, they go to jail.
It's not automatically, but the thing is that's again, Mikey. That's the game. That's the game. It's okay.
I don't like
it's
playing games, Sam. You're okay with it.
I know.
I don't. These guys are.
I know.
They're disgusting. Just absolutely disgusting.
But you can beat them at their own game. Also that's also a way to.
But remaining calm is not beating them. Beating them is with science and provable science that they do not do for us.
But I tell you something. I'd rather disprove them than to prove myself. You know why? Because actually those people are not interested into proofs. They are just interested into disproving us. So this is why I'd rather disprove them than to prove myself. We need to go
live when you get back from holidays, man, because we are going to destroy.
Yeah, we're gonna
You ain't gonna destroy anybody. You're a bunch of knobs. You're not gonna. In fact, I don't know who RG the artist is, but RG the artist.
You just made the list. You just made the list again.
I told you last time I decided to make my own podcast. So hopefully next week on Sunday.
He's going to make his own podcast. I'll come on as a guest. Want a guest? Me.
Sunday at 7 p.m. Jerusalem time. I'm gonna start that podcast, so we'll be able to expose things clearly, and it'll be nice. I think it's.
Imagine looking up to Vlad, and I mean that because Vlad's a dwarf. Right? You got to be really small to look up to Vlad. You have to put him on a ladder. Vlad's about 2'1". I'm sure Vlad was an Ewok.
It's that
Yeah,
can work.
I finally started my podcast a few months back. You know, because I have some interesting stuff I'd like to put out there. I was going to ask you guys, you know, how like if there's a firmament, you know, and how the sun and moon move, it's almost like in a sine wave, kind of up and down, you know, and then you know through the tropics, you know, being the high point would be Cancer, the lowest point in the firmament would be Capricorn, right? So I'm thinking, if you guys don't mind me asking, like, you know, as the sun and moon move, you know.
Vicar's going. I could be here all night. Do you reckon he accepts guests? I'm going to have to get Jaron to go on Vicar's, dressed as Vicar. That'd be brilliant.
Also, the stars move in coordinates with that. And I'm wondering if you guys think maybe the tilt is coming from the system moving up and down, and it causes what seems to be a 23.4 angle. Like, you know,
Yes, the tilt is responsible for the apparent sinusoidal path of the sun.
Well, I'm specifically talking about how the sun and moon travel in sine waves up and down.
Yeah, I just said that.
Mad Lion hasn't responded. Massive shock there from the Lion of Mad.
Rather than tilting.
Yeah, but Brenda, there's a problem. The moon, you didn't.
Mad Lion.
You just made the list again!
You didn't explain this before. The moon moves from the southern horizon to about 65 degrees within 2 weeks. So did the Earth tilt at that time again?
No, the moon is closer to us than the stars are.
So what? So how does it move from the southern
so that makes a
horizon to
difference.
my head?
Because the moon itself is its plane of orbit is tilted with respect to the Earth's equator.
No,
that's
bullshit.
why.
It moves from
It
the
is.
southern
Well, that's
horizon 20 degrees.
nuh-uh.
Yeah, look
not
it
a
up. You gotta
response.
do the damn research,
No.
woman. You're
The moon's elliptic is tilted with respect to the Earth's
It goes from the
equatorial
southern
plane.
horizon to the north.
Yes, it's
In
tilted.
Still City.
It's tilted.
Oh my God.
The moon
Tilt-
is
what do you mean?
tilted.
Show me. Show me a working model of that. Show me.
Just
Lenser.
anything like solarium or any other solar.
Well, that's just showing the moon going up and down, not really the.
Does Mikey just keep kicking everyone whenever they make any sort of power? Just kick them. Fuck it. Bring them back up in a minute. I think he thought he was going to do that with me, but I fucked off.
Earth itself tilted.
Yeah, but
that's
if the sun moves from the southern horizon to the north, 80 or what does it go to 70 degrees? The
Sun goes the wrong way in the south on that map behind your head, Mikey. Kick me again. You can't, because I'm sitting there live streaming calling you a prick.
Earth is tilting. Okay.
We don't come on your channel, yeah. I wonder why. I wonder why you're not here right now.
Okay, so what's happening with the moon doing that all the time then too? The same exact motion the moon does with the sun. Exactly the same.
But also the thing is that
Mad Lion has responded. Let's read this drivel from Mad Lion. Go on then, debunk this live with your evidence. Here's heaps of high altitude footage of the flat earth atmosphere, the flat horizon as far as the eye can see. Yeah, those are all... Mad Lion, by the way, you'll be watching this later because you're too much of a bitch to come on here right now, even though you're talking to me. Come on here now and present this stuff. You won't. Everything you're sending me is a fisheye lens. The horizon bounces around all over the fucking place. You are entry level flat earth. Get a rectilinear lens. Show me. I can show you. In fact, come on in now. Let's compare evidence.
According to their model, if the Earth is spinning around the sun and then the moon around the Earth, at one point the moon should be accelerating because you cannot go by the Earth and then, stay the same. Like, it has to accelerate and then decelerate. And then, understand? So this is so absurd. It is just to create, civilizations of idiots.
Idiots. I will I will shame him into at least coming into this little chat here.
Because that's what they need. This is their field of,
Where's
you know,
DJ?
this is,
We need DJ on here.
you understand? So that's to separate, you know, the people with common sense from the people that are completely deprived of common sense, or that have a common sense disorder and all kinds of disorders. This is what it is about. It's a
common sense disorder, says this prick. Flat Earth Reconnaissance. What a shit name to call yourself. What's your YouTube name, mate? Oh yeah, I got a bit of a fucking hard one. What is it then? Flat Earth Reconnaissance.
war. It's a war against intelligence.
It seems like Globers are conflating the celestial equator with the physical down here equator. Like they're trying to conflate it as if the celestial sphere or celestial, equator doesn't exist. And the easiest way for me to tell that is if someone went to the physical equator and recorded a 90-degree zenith straight up, and then you could, over time, you would be able to pretty much tell, right, what's moving and what's not.
Well, I tell you something.
Why is there like Flat Earth Reconnaissance laying there like he's having a massage while he's doing this? Yeah, I'm just going to lay forward on this shit. I don't need to sit up and do any of that bollocks. I'm just going to lay here on my arms and me chins. While Mikey sits there with his shit going on behind him there. What the fuck's that shit? Telescope, about 3-inch telescope there.
I'm very simple, you know. I don't need like 1,000 proofs in order again to prove a fact. I need one
down,
proof.
go boom boom, my friend.
Two. You know, let's say that the first one. That's all I need. The rest I don't care. As soon as I know that there is no curvature, that's enough. It is not a globe.
I mentioned Baron Rutledge, and they both panicked and tried to kick me. But I could show them curvature. Max, hello, mate. Whatever that is, Uruguayan 7 million grand. Please say in American accent, New Moon is not even a DJ, bro. Fuck. I'll give it a go. When you say American accent, you mean Texas redneck bullshit, right? New Moon, you can't say it's not. Right? You got to say ain't. New Moon ain't even a DJ, bro. There you go. I've got to have a bit of a stroke face when I do it as well. Cheers, Max.
Then you can bring in, you know, everything you want. I don't care. It's over.
Thing is, I've got like Baron footage all lined up, ready to go over there on that TV over there, monitor, whatever it's called, right? And no, but whenever I mention his name, they just no lies. Like I can literally show you a surveyor showing you the curvature daily. You ain't. Yeah, they do. They all sound like that. Arnold, especially you. You sound just like him. I've heard you.
It cannot be a globe because the water don't curve and there is no curvature. And when you zoom in, you know, to a boat like that disappeared, you know, supposedly behind the, you know, the curve, and then it appears again. That's a checkmate. It's over. Checkmate is checkmate. It's like you cannot just, you know, keep.
Checkmate is checkmate. I literally, do you want to see a sunset? Should I go and request a... They won't let me up, but that's a waste of fucking time. Mikey Smith just panics when he says me. He's in the presence of testosterone. He can't handle it.
On playing. So for me, that's over. Then you can, you know, they can bring anything they want. So that's for me at that point the game, you know, stops here. But that's me again, you know. You can... but again... what I'm saying today is that it's a waste of time, kind of, you know, for us, you know, to discuss about, you know, flat Earth with Globers, because, you know, again, we know that the Earth is flat. How long are we going to talk about it? Like, you know,
stop talking about it. Actually, don't stop talking about it, because then I'll have nothing to take the piss out of.
100 years. So we have what's next. The thing is that what next? So it's good to keep on discussing about flat Earth in order to recruit new people. It's good to
recruit new people.
To have podcasts going on about flat Earth and how it works and everything, so people you know, that do not know flat Earth can be interested into it and join in. So I agree that it has to keep on going. But you know, I believe that among our priorities today, it should be to think about what's next. And since we know a little bit what's going on, so what are we going to do about this? What are we going to do about all this? Like nothing. We know that we're being lied to, so we don't do nothing.
That's fine. This is what always bugs me about this bollocks. If you genuinely know you're being lied to, why are you so adverse to actually having conversations? Like I came up, I could have had. I know you think I'm a prick. You're right. I know you've watched my stuff because you've been in my chat before. Not Mikey, I don't think, but the other bloke. So they know the shit that I do on there, right? But if I'm coming up and ever trying to, like, this is my evidence. What's your evidence? Well, this is my evidence. Okay, block. How does that look to people they're trying to recruit? Like basic things like the sun's direction in the south makes them panic. Because all I know is basic things. You don't want to talk about relativity with me. I won't even do it. It did it, yeah. Well, yeah. I'll be fair to anyone that wants to have a conversation, but he did. Sam was panicking every time I said anything and talking over me. He didn't want me booted. I give him that. And I'd have a conversation. Maybe I should get Sam on here. Maybe I should. Maybe I'll reach out to Flat Earth Reconnaissance and get him on here if he's willing to speak. Because Mikey's a fucking dum-dum.
We know that the Earth is flat. We don't do nothing. So the thing is,
sorry, Cleavage. I was slag your mates off.
That knowledge comes with a responsibility, and that's my agenda. This is what I say all the time. So at one point we're gonna have to get organized and take back our world, and this is sooner or later it's gonna have to be done. By us, by the next generation, but at one point it's gonna have to be done. So this is that's a fact.
I was curious. Have you guys ever heard the theory about? Well, it's not really. It's kind of my theory, but. Have you guys ever thought like this, that the moon, as it travels, it's around, and you know how it has all these little pothole-looking things, that we know they're not craters, but it's some kind of little circles.
It looks like craters. It looks like craters, yeah.
Like a plasma, almost like being a plasma. Like if it's a light itself projecting through the surface, that all the stars could be just those spots on like what people call the.
Like this bloke, if there's one thing I can't stand, what's with Brits adding R's to the? I don't add R's to the end of it. I don't even say R's. Right. So I don't know. This bloke, this DJ, not New Moon, whatever the fuck that is on the thing there. The other DJ twat. Is it DJ something? The one at the bottom. These people with shit mics. Like when you sound like you're muffled as fuck. If you're going to speak, just invest. Mics are not expensive. You can buy a decent mic. This mic. Like that mic there. That is called a Samson something or another, right? That is a dynamic mic. That is fuck all. That costs about 50 quid probably. And that sounds good. I've got about 6 mics. But that one, just invest. Everybody that wants to do a bit of YouTube, that's got a XLR and it's got a USB, so you can use it straight to your laptop or whatever. I'm not fucking Oakley. I'm not trying to sell it, right? But they're not dear. Just buy one for fuck's sake. I ain't doing Oakley. 50 quid ain't expensive. If you're going to talk on here a lot, like this is about 400. That is about 300. Now this is, yeah, something like that, don't I? And I've got another one somewhere knocking around it. But they all sound decent. You've got to invest in this stuff if you want to actually get anyone to fucking listen to you. Right, anyway, I've been on here for 2 hours, 15, 13. That'll do me. I don't want to listen to this bollocks anymore. 3 blokes. Flat Earth Reconnaissance looking like he's having a massage. Mikey looks like he's about to die. And the other bloke, I don't know, I can't even understand a fucking word he says. Robots paying us. Yeah, I am. That's what it is. This is a AI, whatever it is, robot here. I'm just sucking him off. Wrench me That's not how you ask. Right, definitely not then. In fact, Crypto Mike.
You just made the list!
Right, I'm out of here. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm going to play you out with the Cowardly Lion song. If you didn't hear it earlier, this is it. See you later. See you later. See you later.
Mad Lion. Mad Lion. Mad Lion. Mad Lion. With your soccer accounts, why don't you bring them to the debates that you run out on? Mad Lion. With your violent threats, how do you do that if you don't know how to throw a punch? Mad Lion, you cowardly piece of shit. Mad Lion, you're thick as a brick. Mad Lion. Mad Lion, with your flat earth maps, you must have thought that they were made by Peter Pan. Mad Lion, I have no respect for the internet trolls that I could break in half. Mad Lion, you cowardly piece of shit.